Very, very good afternoon, my dear viewers from across the globe. This has been indeed a bestowal of divine grace, in as much as I happen to be present at the Sanctum Sanctorum, that is Samadhan at Dehradun, and sitting beside me is no less than a persona who is the manifestation of that purity, that is the pure consciousness of the absolute, who is no less than that of being a savior of humanity. That sort of epithet that I have had the privilege of bestowing upon upon the great honorable lady who is whose name is Mrs. Renu D. Singh Sarkar. And most importantly here, it becomes very much rather absolutely incumbent on my part to emphasize on this particular aspect and dimension of her persona, that she happens to trace her genesis from that of one of the greatest freedom fighters the nation had ever seen, Maharana Pratap. And in that very, against that very background, I recall one of the famous poems I have ever read. सूख रही है बोटी बोटी, मिलती नहीं घास की रोटी, लिखते हैं इतिहास देश का, सहकर कठिन क्षुधा की मार, नमन उन्हें मेरा सतवार. My dear beloved audience, great Maharana Pratap was really, running from pillar to post, just in search of bare bread, because he didn't accept the suzerainty of that of Akbar and was running from forest to forest. In that particular period, even bare breads were not available for his children. And in that very adverse circumstances, he was reconciled to take the breads of grasses. But he did, he stubbornly refused to strike a compromise with Akbar because of his unparalleled love for the motherland. And my dear viewers, I have no hesitation to proclaim this particular fact, to emphasize on this very important fact, that Maharana Pratap and great Chhatrapati Shivaji both were the great patriots whose exemplary endeavors was instrumental behind the perpetuation of Hinduism, and today the manifestation of Bharat Varsha that we have today is all owing to the irredeemable dates of two great gentlemen, our great illustrious forefathers, Maharana Pratap and Chhatrapati Shivaji. My dear viewers, our great Honorable Renu D. Singh Sarkar, even though she traces her genesis from Maharana Pratap, but she is from Sisodia dynasty, and great Maharana Pratap and Chhatrapati Shivaji both traced their genesis from Sisodia. That is the privilege, the divine privilege of being born into that particular family, and she carries the pride, the very dignity and the pride of being the palanquin bearers of that particular flag of honor of that of great Rana Pratap as well as Chhatrapati Shivaji, because both of them were from Sisodia dynasty. My dear viewers, for a long time I have been trying my level best to come and seek the blessings of revered Didi, and today see the bestowal of divine grace. On Bhai Dooj I arrived here, and I have had the divine privilege of Didi blessing me at her sacred feet, and she did all this tilak, Bhai Dooj, the ceremony she performed with such purity of heart, for which I shall ever remain indebted to her. And I've just, revered Didi, kindly tell us something, about your background, about the sacred date, and, about yourself. Please, Didi.
श्योर है उसको बीच में क्लिप्स छोटे करा दो ताकि आपको इजी रहेगा एडिट करना.
एडिट कोई नहीं करेगा दीदी, सेम थिंग विल गो.
एक ही उसमें फिर डाउनलोड करने में दिक्कत आती है.
नहीं, हो जाएगा. हाँ,
अच्छा ठीक है. सबसे पहले सभी व्यूअर्स को मेरा प्रणाम, अभिवादन. और जिन सुंदर शब्दों का प्रयोग किया आपने समाधान के लिए और मेरे लिए, उसके लिए मैं बहुत अनुग्रहित और बहुत आभारी. लेट्स स्टार्ट द कन्वर्सेशन इन इंग्लिश एज यू स्टार्टेड इट इन इंग्लिश, although I prefer to speak in Hindi or Bengali. But since you started the conversation with a global perspective,
Right.
so I will continue.
Didi, just 1 minute. Sorry for interruption. My dear viewers, now coming to the very important point, because up till now I was talking, in ceremonially in terms of my coming all over to this sanctum sanctorum. Now the most important fact that I am going to emphasize upon is that Didi, basically the role, the sort of messiah's role that she has done is that of rescuing girls, those girls trapped in all sorts of nonsensical things, all sorts of crime that they were subjected to, and the great honor that she never confesses. But I have had the extensive research done on her background to ferret out these very important facts that she has rescued single-handedly, and along with the past, along with her great husband Sarkar Babu, who is no more with us, one of the topmost engineers from Missouri Institute of United States of America. See, he embraced the path of this great path of samadhan, and building up this samadhan, as well as rescuing all those tortured and tormented girls. My dear viewers, both of them happen to be the great disciples of Mother Ammaji, one of the greatest reverential figure across the world. Mata Ammaji, one of the greatest reverential figures, spiritual figures of the world, only after Swami Vivekananda to have delivered one of the most historic speeches in the World Parliament of Religions in America, who has the blessings of entire humanity. Now coming to the most important point, single-handedly, Mrs. Renu Singh Sarkar, Renu D. Singh Sarkar had rescued over 7,000 people, girls, and 5,000 girls, which indeed was very astonishing, a sort of incredible things for me. I stood
40 years.
For last
40 years.
40 years, since when she was barely into adolescent, into juvenility, at the threshold of 15 years old, she started this big project that is Samadhan. And in Dehradun, in the heart of Dehradun, and since then she has been carrying on this great noble work, and she has embarked upon this altruistic mission and rescuing 5,000, more than 5,000, and most importantly, she has single-handedly turned 5,000 girls rescued into advocates and judges. And one of her disciples, one of her inmates of this Samadhan, went on to become the district judge. And most importantly, she never wants any credit for all that. She was not at all interested, but I compelled her that expressing my intense desire, profound desire, that I am going to write a book on Samadhan, and consequently I have arrived today and have had the blessings of this honorable great lady. And I would like her to introduce herself, especially from Rana Pratap's dynasty, because this is not something a great credential indeed. It adds feather to her crown, because being a part of that illustrious family of Maharana Pratap is a nothing sort of a divine bestowal of divine grace. Didi, if you could just start, because as you said, and I am seconding it, it happens to be a globe for the global readers.
Yes, sure.
You can in English, because you are equally fluent. Even later I'll ask you a question in Hindi and in Bengali as well. Please, Didi.
I do appreciate.
Tell us something about your background,
Yeah,
how you studied.
Definitely. So first, I would say thanks to you to select and to think about doing and writing something about Mission Samadhan, because I think that is my total identity. Mission Samadhan, my individual identity is merged into Mission Samadhan, and Mission Samadhan is merged into my Sadguru's identity, that is Mata Amritanandamai. So I start this conversation with putting my salutations to my Sadguru, Mata Amritanandamai. It is her inspiration, her anugraha on us that this mission is going so well, and her blessings are there, her anugraha, her anukampa, her compassion, everything is with us, and that is why we are so successful. So here most humbly I would tell that I have not done anything, I was just an instrument. It's Amma's anugraha, and my ancestors, my most revered ancestors, Sisodiyas, the great Sisodiyas of Mewar, Rajasthan, that is, yes, Bappa Rawal and Maharana Pratap. I come from that bloodline, and this credit goes to my DNA, that we are fighters, we are soldiers, and our programming is of that kind. So time on this is going on, and I think I'm lucky enough, I'm so fortunate that I am born into such a family with such a great DNA, which is I feel so obliged. I feel so humbled also, that what a great ancestral line we have. This lineage, if we are blessed with that, definitely whatever karmas today we are doing, everything because of them, because of my Sadguru. That is all I want to say. And now about Samadhan Mission. I am born and brought up in traditional, you can say, Orthodox Rajput family of Rajasthan. Our ancestors were the rulers of Dholagad state, and since Maharana Pratap onwards, if you see, if you are interested in Indian history, you may know that he had many wives, and out of them there were many children. So the second, our lineage comes from his second wife, and he had 11 down the line, because those days the male children, the male prince, whoever were used to be born, they used to go for yuddha, war, and they used to die. So there was tremendous casualty in Rajput families, especially Rana families, because we were always in yuddha. So it was this dynasty, it spread the wings of these yodhas to nowadays what you call Madhya Pradesh. We have our people there also, and we have this also in Maharashtra, that is Bhosles of they are actually Sisodias. Shivaji was Sisodia son. His bloodline also comes from Sisodias. So yes, if we talk about Sanatan, if we talk about Bharatvarsh, it is just because of these Ranas, those who fought entire life. They fought for the nation, they fought for Bharat Mata, and the credit goes to them, that today whatever Sanatan is left in India, whatever we are seeing in India, whatever little Bharat is left, it is because of them. Credit goes to them. Lot of invaders came to this country, and they tried to destroy the culture, everything they tried to destroy. They tried to destroy the soul of this nation, but it is saved just because of Maharana Pratap ji and Shivaji. These two names we can never forget. So now comes about myself. I'm a very small thing, but still would like to take, because I take the pride to be a Sisodia. I am born in an intellectual family. It is a royal family also, Sisodias, and we are from Dholagad state. My great grandfather and even his father, if you see, it starts from Rana Fateh Singh ji from Dholagad, his son Rana Jugal Kishore Singh, and his son Rana Induveer Singh ji was my grandfather, and my father Dr. Shaktidhar Singh Sisodia, he was also Rana, but in a different way, because he served the education world. He was a great educationist, and he retired as principal of DAV PG College from Lucknow. He was also he served Luakta also, Lucknow University Teachers Association. He played a very big role with UGC, and he was Prakand Pandit of English literature, and his subject was English literature, although he also knew very good German and French because of his army background. Now comes my mother. My mother comes from Kishangarh royal family, and you can show her pic. She comes, her name is Rani, close up कर दीजिए, Rani Rajkumari Singh Rathod, as you can see. Further, it is Sisodia's tradition. I would like to share with you, bhai. Most important thing, जब हमारे यहाँ पे, I'll also tell you in Hindi also, whenever a king used to marry a princess from another state, the princess never used to give up her title of her state. So my mom was always known as Rathod ji, Rathod Bahu. She was though married here, so we never give up our title. Likewise, I am known as Renu D. Singh Sisodia. Though I am married to a Guha Thakur's family, that is Tagore family, titled Sarkar of Calcutta. I am married in that well affluent family, and that is why we carry our previous prior to their, like what we call knee. So that way. So that is how I'm. By profession I am an advocate, but I decided by choice not to practice and sit in the court. Rather, I worked for the gender, and gender and human rights was always my, from core of my heart. I felt myself connected. My sole purpose, what you can call my soul print, is to work for gender for many reasons, because India and Bharat really needed this. We needed this because my journey started when I was only 15 years old, and almost I have seen with my own eyes the period of the then emergency time. There were many incidents which I faced, but if I start talking about that, it will become a very long thing, so I'm trying to keep it brief. So my grandmother, she was a royal lady again. She was born in Gadaghat Estates, king, the then king, Raja Rajnath Singh. She was daughter of Raja Rajnath Singh ji, and she also carried her family name, and her name was Rani Kuntala Devi ji. Or she was a intellectual lady purely, and of her time she was graduate. Those days, being graduate was very big thing. It used to be very big thing, and she, of her time, she was a graduate. She was very good at shooting and horse riding, camel riding. So these were her favorite things. She used to play good polo, and she was having all those qualities which a royal ladies those days used to have. Highly educated lady. And after that, my mom, she comes from Rathore family, as I told you. This is the small brief family background.
Thanks a lot, Didi. I would just like to know, because you would appreciate that we cannot go on prolonging the video, because your introduction is so very vast, which
Yes.
this particular video cannot capture.
Yes.
Didi, একটু বলুন, just since you happen to have that particular background of Bengali also,
Yes.
just like me, so please একটু বলুন যে আপনার তো মায়ের সাথে অনেক অনেক দিনের সম্পর্ক, কিন্তু আপনি সরকার বাবুর সাথে কি করে সম্পর্ক এলেন, আর কি করে আপনার একটা রাজস্থানী ফ্যামিলি বিয়েটা বাঙালি ফ্যামিলির সাথে কি করে হলো, এটা একটু বাংলায় বলুন।
হ্যাঁ, নিশ্চয়ই খুবই ভালো প্রশ্ন করলেন আপনি। এটা রিয়েলি সারপ্রাইজিং, আমার জন্য অনেক সারপ্রাইজিং, যে কি করে ঠাকুরের কি করে কেমন করে এই সব জিনিস গুছানো হলো, যে আমি একটা রাজস্থানী মেয়ে আর আমার বর তিনি ছিলেন কলকাতা থেকে। ইয়েস, ইট ইজ সারপ্রাইজিং থিং। দে আর ফ্রম গুহা ঠাকুর ক্ল্যান, and their British time they were given the title of Sarkar, so that is why, otherwise Britishers used to call them Tagores. So those days when I was probably a student, just I finished my school and started my college, that time I used to visit British Council Library in Lucknow. Sometimes I also used to visit in Delhi. So this library, British Council Library, used to have a vast collection of books and literature in all languages, because I also have got a taste for French. So I used to read a lot of French literature and English literature, of course. Both were my subjects. So I used to go there to study, to read. Sometimes I used to read things which were beyond my syllabus, out of my syllabus. But since I have this tremendous hunger, infinite hunger to read, so I used to go there, sit there and read. And there used to be many magazines those days which used to come from America, and also from England, and from other European countries, and France including. So I was very fond of a magazine which used to come from American embassy. The name of the magazine used to be Span, SPAN. It had a glossy cover and lot of beautiful pics and latest information about science and technology, art, culture, literature. More than that, it used to publish on the last 2 pages, there used to be pen friends connections. Those days pen friendship used to be there. So I was looking forward to have some fellowships or some sort of scholarships. I used to keep searching them. and I got many of them. So I came to know Mr. Sarkar, my husband, my I call him my Shiva. So I found his name and I started corresponding with him. And when I started corresponding, I came to know that we had many things similar. He was a very good speaker of French. He used to speak very good French. So French probably got us together. I used to write French poetry a lot. He used to appreciate my poetry. So the love story started from there. So he used to appreciate all my poems. When I used to write some poems, I used to share with him. And that is where we realized that it's not just the literature, but there were a lot of other things, spiritual way also. We were similar people. He was a bhakt of Mahakali, and he was since young age he was connected with ISKCON in America. So he was also serving ISKCON. At the same time, he was studying his engineering in University of Missouri. He was a computer IT, information technology engineer, computer engineer you can say, and a specialist of chips, microchips, those times. So he was brilliant as a student, and he also knew that I am also very much interested in going for higher education. So he used to appreciate that. And we both, he was against marriage always. He used to say that marriage it captures the freedom, so he was against marriage. And I too believed in one thing, that marriage is not for people like me, because we are already married to our mission, and mission Samadhan was already there. So initial stages there was nothing like romance or marriage. We only used to share our intellectual taste and intellectual things. But later on we realized that if we both could get united as two individuals through marriage, of course in India marriage is the only way that I could live with a man. Otherwise, second thing, it was next to impossible for Ranas to get married in another community. Similarly, Guha Thakurs also are very orthodox. তারাও কোনোদিন ভাবেনি যে ও বাইরে গিয়ে অন্য জাতির মেয়ের সাথে বিয়ে করবে, সেও কোথায় রাজস্থান মেওয়াড়ের মেয়ে আর কোথায় কলকাতার ছেলে। ওদেরও ওদের খাওয়া দাওয়া সব কিছু ডিফারেন্ট আমাদের থেকে। আমরা মাংস রুটি খাবার মানুষ, আর তারা মাছ ভাতওয়ালা পাবলিক। সো ইউ ক্যান ইম্যাজিন দে ওয়াজ কন্ট্রাস্ট। কিন্তু যে ঠাকুরের ইচ্ছা হয় সেটা হয়, আর সেই হলো, তাই হলো আমাদের জীবনে। আমরা একসাথে এলাম, ওনার বাড়িতে ওনার পরিবারের সাথে সব কিছু শেয়ার করলেন। আমি আমার যখন ফাইনাল ইয়ার ছিল এলএলবি, তখন আমি আমার বাড়িতে সবাইকে বললাম যে এরকম ব্যাপারটা আছে। আমার বড়দা, তিনি কর্নেল ইন্ডিয়ান আর্মিতে, তখন হয়তো মেজর ছিলেন। আমার বাবাকে বললাম, মাকে বললাম, আমার ঠাকুমাকে বললাম। ঠাকুমা খুব ধৈর্য ধরে আমার কথা শুনলেন, কিন্তু আমার বাবা খুব রেগে গেছেন। তিনি বললেন, তুমি ভাবতে পারো কি করে, তুমি কি করে এরকম জিনিস, কি করে তোমার ধারণা চিন্তা কি করে বদলে গেছে। আমরা রানা, আমরা কোনোদিন রানার রাজপুত ছাড়া কার সাথে তোমার বিয়ের জিনিস। আর আমি বড় মেয়ে, পরিবারের সবচেয়ে বড় মেয়ে, সবচেয়ে বড় কন্যা, মানে অনেক বড় জিম্মেদারি। সো আমার বাবা বললো না, এটা হবে না। কিন্তু মা বাবাকে বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করছিল যে মেয়েটা বড় হয়ে গেছে, এখন তো মেয়ে ছোট না, মেয়ে এখন 20 বছর ক্রস করে গেছে, ওর শি হ্যাজ হার ওন ধারণা চিন্তা করার একটা। সো তুমি ওকে এত পড়ালে কেন। আমাদের বাড়িতে বেশি করে আমরা হিন্দুস্তানিতে কথা বলি, বেশি আমাদের ওটাতে উর্দু আর হিন্দি ইউজ হয় আমাদের বাড়ির সাথে, আনেসি সদিয়া ফ্যামিলিতে। আর ওখানে আমার বর, ওনার বাড়িতে সবাই বাংলা বলে। So language also was a big challenge. It was a barrier, it could be a barrier. However, I was so blessed that language never became a barrier, because I speak very good Bengali. Because somewhere I was influenced by my grandmother, who used to speak good Bengali, and she used to read Rabindra Sahitya also, because she studied in Kolkata Shantiniketan those days only 2 colleges used to be there. Either Royal Girls used to go to Shantiniketan or to Sophia College, Ajmer. So we, all the women of that generation, used to come from there only. So she was very literary minded lady. she supported me. She said language is no problem, and I had a flair for this language right from the beginning. In school also I used to participate in Bangla drama and all. I used to participate, so I had that, and I could read and write Bengali. I don't know how, but I used to easily read and write. And then the story became like this, that somehow both the families agreed, seeing our commitment towards each other, and there was a traditional marriage. 9 hours long ceremony took place. First, Ranas, we are Vedic people, so our Vedic way, everything we are Dandacharis. So like that, everything took place, and then the Bengali way of marriage, that also took place. So that ceremony also. So it was total 9 hours of ceremony.
Great.
And even it continued.
So listen.
Till
Great, Didi. So, my dear viewers, since all Lord will, she has multiple facets and dimensions of her persona, all will get unraveled by me through the upcoming book. My dear viewers, here I would like to underscore this very, very important fact that I have had the privilege of writing the biography on revered Sri Saryu Rai, another Kshatriya, a great politician, the people's leader I wrote, and I volunteered to write it. And I, time and time again, I insisted to write that autobiography, that biography, I beg your pardon. And finally, Rai Sahab had to concede to my request. Likewise, I have been earnestly requesting this great lady, and she always said to me that you come and see for yourself. This time, after a long time, by the grace of divine, I came here and had her darshan, and I am resolutely resolved to write another very, very important biography by the grace of Mother Ultimate Truth, Absolute, and Mata Ammaji, who is just lurking behind revered Didi. I am going, we all will see to it that how the multifaceted talent of Madam Renu D. Singh Sarkar comes open in the public, not for being heard in the limelight, because she never was reconciled to be in the limelight, but because of the singular important fact that let the entire global community take the cognizance of the fact that Nobel Prize should not belong to the politicians alone. It should percolate down to the real crusaders at the grassroots level. India has had the privilege of Sri Kailash Satyarthi ji being bestowed upon the Nobel Prize, but Renu D. Singh Sarkar is no less a persona than Sri Kailash Satyarthi. She has been maintaining a low profile, but she is destined to be the Nobel laureate from this country. And with that sort of zeal and enthusiasm, I have descended from Ranchi to write on her for the global cognizance, because it is not that she has any lust for it, but because the work should be rewarded. And no award less than that of Nobel Prize, I think, should be bestowed upon all sort of work that she had done without seeking any name and fame, as per the prescription of Bhagavad Gita. And that is why, by the grace of Mother Amma, I have descended all the way from Ranchi to write with all honesty, with a sense of resoluteness, and with a sense of, an unbending sort of conviction that here I am going to write a biography of a sacred woman born in the human form, descending from the earth to serve humanity. She is the real savior of humanity. Blessed I stand today at the sacred feet of revered Didi, who blessed me with all sort of, ceremony of today's Bhai Dooj. I am really indebted to her, and I am going to express my indebtedness in terms of the words that the book will encompass, which by the grace of Mother Ammaji, she herself, the divine honorable lady on earth, Mother Ammaji, will bless the humanity by launching the book at her residence from her ashram. This is my humble expectation. I bow to lotus feet of Absolute. Again, my salutation to revered Didi. Salutation to a very, very great talented person, Sri Manu Bhaiya, who has so benignly and condescendingly agreed to record this particular session. A talent personified, a chartered accountant by profession, has agreed to record this session. I express my deepest sense of thanks to Manu Bhaiya as well. Thanks to all my distinguished audience who eventually will be hearing this particular video. Bless my endeavor to profile, a lady who is a crusader from the dynasty of Rana Pratap and great Shivaji Maharaj and Bappa Raval, to take their vision forward for encompassing humanity in her benign embrace, because she has rescued the women, the girls from all communities irrespective of their backgrounds. She had been rescuing the girls trapped in all sorts of the trade of human flesh. She has been rescuing these girls. Wonderstruck I was when I called her maybe 2 years or 1.5 years ago, and she said to me, "Bhai, I have been chasing girl trapped along with the police for the whole night." I was rendered gobsmacked. Here we are having a sleepless, very peaceful sleep, but there is a lady who has been running after the crooked gang to rescue a girl trapped in the human flesh. Salute, my reverential salutation to Honorable Srimati Renu D. Singh Sarkar, and looking forward to have all your blessings for a comprehensive book which will see the light of the day at the earliest by the grace of divine. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Manu Bhaiya. Thank
Thank
you
you
all.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.